The Quick Change Challenge, hosted by Teresa B. DIY, co-hosted by Dave's Wreaths and Things and What's Jamie Makin. Links to the hosts and playlists will be in the description box. I have this Uncle Sam hat that I found at the clearance that Michael's was having with all their leftover summer items. So I'm wanting to make this quick change with one side being a scarecrow hat and then the next side being a snowman hat. First, I've got to remove this hanger and the sticker. I use my Dremel to enlarge one screw hole on each side so that I can add a piece of twine to hang this with. With the hanger holes complete, I used Early American gel stain from Rust-Oleum to coat the scarecrow side of the hat. I wiped it on with a towel, left it for 3 to 5 minutes, and then rubbed off the excess. For the snowman side, I'm using jet black matte paint from Apple Barrel. With my paint and stain dry, I used a sanding block from DollarTree to go over the edges and the inside portion of the hat to give it a worn, primitive look. Okay, now that I have all of the edges sanded down on both sides, I'm going to start assembling my little decorations for the hat. And I think on this side, a plain burlap band will do for him, Mr. Scarecrow. Because I want to give him some nice florals, I have this pick that has burgundy and some orange, and then I have a bit of wheat. So I snipped off one of the sunflowers and then popped off a couple of the other flowers. I snipped off 2 pieces of wheat and leaves, and then I did a dry fit of those into the band of the hat to see how they would look. And I wanted my sunflower to lay flat, so I went ahead and snipped a little plastic piece on the back, and then I hot glued everything down. Then I snip the excess bit of burlap ribbon and move on to adding a patch to the scarecrow hat. I found this cranberry colored plaid ribbon at Dollar Tree, and I thought this would be a really cute accent on the hat. And for the bottom, I'm adding this galvanized harvest from the 3-pack of words that Dollar Tree sells and attaching it with clear grip Gorilla Glue for a permanent hold. I added faux stitch lines with a paint marker, and then there was one edge that wasn't totally glued down with the wire ribbon, so I just went ahead and snipped that wired edge down and then continued with my faux stitch marks. I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel if you're enjoying this content so far. And for my Christmas side, I'm adding this beautiful plaid that I found recently at Dollar Tree. This is my favorite Christmas plaid. And I'm going to attach this the exact same way as my harvest side, just gluing it down a small bit at a time so that I can add in my greenery and my embellishments. I found this decorative filler during the spring summertime, even though it looks like winter filler. So I'm going to add some of this into the band of the hat. I think it would look really good with this piece of faux holly and some berries. So after attaching the berries, I picked out a few pieces from the filler that I wanted to attach, and I added the hot glue, and this faux piece of pine just kind of went crazy and started melting. So I just tried to, put it on the wood and attach that and the little tiny pine cones. Then I added some hot glue to this foam snowflake that was in some holiday table scatter I found last year. I added more hot glue to my ribbon so that I could complete the look of the hat. I decided to swap out these tiny berries for these larger ones that I recently found at Dollar Tree. They just pop out better. Then I glued down the remaining portion of the ribbon to the hat. I trimmed the excess ribbon off of the ends and then added a galvanized welcome sign, and I put a bit of Gorilla Glue so I would have a permanent hold, and just added that to the bottom like I did with my harvest sign. With both sides complete, I add a piece of twine to hang this with. And now it's so long to my summer wreath and hello to a harvest hat hanger that can easily transition into a welcoming winter hat. For my next quick change project, I have this hanger gnome trick or treat. I found this at Dollar General, and since this backside is already painted white, I don't have to do anything to his beard. But for his hat, I have this Crafter Square pumpkin fabric. It's 20 by 21. So I'm gonna cover the area for his hat in this pumpkin fabric and then give him a little nose and just outline his beard. And then I have some of these little words, sayings from Dollar Tree. They came in a baggie, and so I'll just attach Hello Fall down here, and he can transition from just a Halloween gnome into just a fall gnome. I traced on the underside of the fabric, so when it's time to glue the fabric down, the out-facing side will fit the shape of the hat correctly. All right, I have it cut out. And that's how it's gonna look on my gnome. I started gluing the hat down at the bend and then added glue on either side of the stapled area where the twine is, so it created like a small pocket. Then I trimmed his hat a bit so it looks similar to the shape on the other side. And then I added a bit more hot glue so the bottom would be secure. Using an adhesive back cork sheet, I cut a shape similar to the nose on the front so that I could attach it on this back side, and did a dry fit of my Hello Fall sign to see how it would fit underneath the nose. And add a little burnt umber to this Hello Fall. Just painted this on and took a damp napkin and wiped it off so I get a stain effect. And that'll pop. Then I just added my hot glue. Once I placed my Hello Fall sign, I flipped my sign over and I trimmed the rest of my fabric that was overhanging on the trick or treat side. It fits perfectly in the top of my tray, and then it'll transition right in through Thanksgiving. And here's a look back at my reversible hat for harvest, and then welcoming in winter Christmas season. Thanks so much for watching.